Hey, what's up? This video is what I think about Anna Hayes, extraterrestrial contactee. For the last couple days, or maybe more, I've been watching her videos I found them on D. Blunden's YouTube page. I didn't know who she was. I went into D. Blunden, I guess I saw Alex Collier or something like this. Watched Alex Collier, and he's like UFO contactee, and I was interested in that because he's all talking about history of the Earth and secrets or whatever, and I was like, cool. So then I saw her, and I was like, oh, cool, another UFO contactee. So I listened to her, and then she goes off and starts talking all kinds of stuff, and so my ears pricked up, more than they have for a long time, maybe since I discovered Bashar 6 months ago or whenever. And so I figured I'd do a video about her, about what I listened to about her videos. If you're into aliens, I totally recommend going in there and watching her videos on his site there. She's got 3 series, 3 playlists. Like one where she talks about energy, and then another one where she talks about history of the universe, and like another one like conspiracy theory or whatever. I can't really remember. It's kind of like early for me. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I never got to sleep, so I figured I'd do this video. So I'll do the video until I can't stay awake no more, and then I'll go to sleep. It'll be like a win-win situation for me because I don't have to deal with insomnia. I can just talk until I go to sleep. It'll be pretty cool. Went to the gym right before this, but kind of wasn't really motivated. I was kind of a little bit too tired for that. So I figured I'll do this. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time though, because it's a lot of shit to talk about. She talks all kinds of crazy stuff. Let me just do a background information on her. She's a UFO contactee. I guess when she was 8, she got abducted for the first time. I just found there's a white pubic hair, man. I'm trying to pull it out. Freaking white pubic hair. Anyways, maybe that's a sign. Anyways, UFO contactee got contacted for the first time when she was 8 by aliens, and then I guess for a long time she was being taken up into the spaceship like 4 times a week, and spending all day up on the spaceship. So she said she was spending more time with the aliens than with the Americans. And she even said, I think she said that she's implied that she's half alien and half American, genetically, because she said that her parents weren't, doing the dance of love when she got conceived. So if you want to know what an alien looks like, I guess you can look at her when she talks, and look. I guess she kind of looks like she could be an alien. She's got really big eyes, which is a characteristic of the crystal children. She says she's an indigo child, even though she's born in 65, so she's like 45 now. Although there is one video I saw her, she has white hair, and she looks a lot older than 45, so I don't know how maybe the radiation from the ship has a negative effect on her skin or something like that. But yeah, they said that they gave her all kinds of they told her about the history of the universe and all this stuff, and history of the Earth, and gave her psychic lessons or whatever, and so she wrote some books, and I'd be interested in seeing if maybe could get my hands on one of those books and listen to the audio. I wouldn't read it unless it was really interesting. I'm just not really into reading anymore. I like to listen to stuff because I can multitask. I was watching her videos while I was doing this computer stuff over the last couple days, but if you're going to listen to her stuff and understand what she's saying, you really got to concentrate a lot, because it's pretty out there. I think I listened to her a couple of months ago, and I was not really interested because it was just how many people want to hear about what happened 950 billion years ago, in this war with these 2 guys, 250 billion years ago. It's like, whoa. It's like, maybe I've got some more important things to do in my life. But this time I listened to it, and I was like, all right, well, let's see what this chick has to say, and see what I got. See what I can get going. So, yeah. You're not going to totally understand it even though the first time around. I think I listened to her playlist like twice. It's kind of like you listen to, you understand more each time you go through, which is actually one reason why I'm going to listen to audio files, but that's another video. So, I guess I'll just try to go into the history of the universe. Now, she kind of got me interested because it was like, it made me kind of like reevaluate stuff that I had heard from like the Bible, like the story of the fallen angels and Lucifer falling from heaven, and he was like the brightest, this is kind of stuff I'd heard from fundamentalist Christians, like the brightest angel in heaven, and he doesn't believe in God, and he thought he could be God, so then he was cast from heaven for that and has to live in eternity. But now it's like he has legions of demons who used to be aliens who are on his side, and then there's God with his angels, or I guess Jesus with his angels, and it's like the galactic war between the two, and you have to, Jesus saved us from the devil and the demons, and Lucifer who fell from heaven and all this stuff. And it kind of sounds like that. It's kind of like reinterpreting that story. And I also heard that story, and it's very similarly to how she tells it in the Urantia book about the whole Lucifer doesn't believe in God and tried to be his own God and all this stuff. And so she talks it about again, only she says it in like terms of like bringing like aliens into it and the story of the world and all this stuff, and it's and the infinite now, and the multiverse, and so I was like, wow, okay, cool. Because at the end of the day, there's the answers will be found, and it will be found in this way. I did a video before about how disclosure would happen, and I said it would happen slowly and by more and more sightings and more people talking about it. But I think one way that disclosure will happen slowly is by people like this chick, Anna Hayes, who I guess goes by a different name now, like Ananda, like Buford or something. But no. But yeah, it's like Contactee straight telling the story of the aliens and the history of the universe, and because if a normal human being says it, people can just tell them that they're liars and not believe them. But the people who really want to learn can get what they want and listen to the story. And I'm not saying that there's going to be like that every single contactee is going to be like a real contactee or telling the truth. Maybe there were some contactees who were abducted by aliens who were just lying to them, like Billy Meyer. I did a video about Billy Meyer a couple months ago, like saying that I thought he was a fraud. And, I actually don't believe that anymore. I don't think he was a fraud. I think he really was abducted by aliens. But I think the aliens who abducted him were just fucking with him. They were like lying to him for some reason, just to spread lies. Maybe for good reasons. Maybe just to make it so that we, have to distinguish for ourselves. The reason I thought he was a fraud was because he thinks that bugs, he said the aliens told him, and he said he took a photo of it, of like bugs evolving out of plants, fully formed, So I was like, okay, alarm bells on you. But and there's another contactee named Miriam Delicado who, she's either stupid, full of shit, or being abducted by the boogeyman, because all she seems to talk about, like she talked for 45 minutes a few days ago on the Project Camelot. And all she said was that we have to, she said all the obvious stuff, which you don't have to be a contactee to know that. And then the other thing that she said is, hoard your seeds for the oncoming apocalypse. And it's like, you're abducted by aliens since you're a kid, and that's all they tell you. I mean, if the aliens have spaceships 4 times the size of Jupiter, they've got a silo and they're big enough to hold our seeds. We don't have to be worrying about that. Besides, we've already have projects where we store big vats of seed in the North Pole, man. I mean, there's already people who are like, oh, apocalypse, store the seeds.